All right, guys, welcome to the channel. So what we're doing today is this review on the Baja Dr90. Baja is the brand and is a 90cc trail bike. So I make a lot of videos on a lot of different dirt bikes, and I'm actually pretty interested and excited to make one on this bike that I bought brand new in 2007. I've had it for 13 years, and it is a less expensive Chinese dirt bike, much less expensive than other name brands. So if you're new to the channel, please leave a comment with a question or an experience or anything you want to say. I really would appreciate it, and I'll respond to it immediately. And also leave a like to help the YouTube algorithm get more YouTube videos or YouTube views, because I don't monetize or make money off this channel. I just do it to help more people. So the more people I can reach, the happier I'll be. And now let's jump right into things. I have a lot of experience with the Baja, and if you guys comment below, I will make a video on the whole Baja experience, but this one's just for the Dr90. I'm going to compare it to a Honda 80 or a Honda 100 because it is right in between. I know CC-wise it is too, but size-wise, it's right in between there, so I can compare it to size, power, and reliability and finding parts. Those are the main things we're going to be looking into. So, sadly, I just made a video on this like seconds ago. I finished recording it. I intended it on being a positive review, but at the end, as soon as I verbalized everything, I realized that maybe there are some more issues with this bike than I thought. So reliability wise, this is a tough one for me because it starts first or second kick every time. It never has a problem. It never sputters. It never backfires. It just idles perfectly after one easy kick. Reliability for the engine has been incredible, but reliability for other things has not. I bought it new in 2007, as I said. In 2007 or 2008, pretty quickly, the bearings in the back exploded while I was driving pretty fast in fourth gear. That was an issue. I actually had, I emailed and called Baja, and their customer service back then in 2007 was pretty good. I had to email a lot of times, I had to call a lot of times. I had to argue pretty hard to get it for free. They thought I was user error, and at that point, I had just bought this bike so my dad could use it and ride with me, and we were riding down dirt roads, private property dirt roads, legal things, and it shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have. So yeah, well, also make sure when you buy this bike, or if you're interested in this bike, look up those specs for your weight, height, age, and experience, and make sure you're qualified for it. But they thought we were doing motocross and things like that, and we'll jump into things and say that's not possible with this bike. The suspension, the shock absorber, like what actually makes it stop from when you're riding, from when you hit a bump, not having to keep going up and down, is the shock absorber. It absorbs the shock, and it's horrible. If you hit a bump, it's like a movie with an old pickup truck where you hit a bump and then you keep bouncing like this. The front suspension, kind of similar, doesn't bounce, but it definitely, the seals leak, which I mean, I guess you could expect after 13 years of ownership, but my Hondas don't, and they're much older. So suspension's not that great. The tires, this tire is about as good as it was when it was new. The back one's a little bit more worn out, but they're not very good. So they're not meaty like a Honda would be, or any of the 5 big brands. So suspension's not that great. The tires aren't that great. I will say I haven't broken any spokes like I have on the other bikes, but I also don't drive it as hard as the other bikes. The seat, I mean, this bike doesn't have as much time on as the other ones. It's coming out a little bit, and it's clear. You can, when you sit on it, you can tell where I've sat on it for time before. The plastics, these aren't broken. They're just kind of worn out from putting my foot over it. Not in motocross boots, the normal boots. I've worn out the plastic, so it's all scuffed. I did break the front number plate. Can't find a replacement anywhere. I broke the front fender. I replaced this with a CRF 70 front fender and re-drilled new bolts. And it has worked. It hasn't been a problem. I broke the brake lever on this side, and that was like $28 on eBay, I think, and it's not more expensive because it's better quality. It's more expensive because you can't find it anywhere. So I replaced that, and then the muffler fell off. Now, this isn't a recommendation on how to fix a muffler bracket. I just put some metal up there and bolted it back. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. Let me zoom right there. The muffler fell off on the road, and it kind of clink, 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 clink. Just like private dirt roads, driveway. And yeah, other things have fallen off. The nuts have fallen off. It's not, and I'm not even being on it. I'm driving it like an adult would drive, slowly would just cruise. I'm just cruising. That's what I was trying to say. I'm just cruising. So the air filter, I've cleaned it. I don't know where I'd replace it. Finding parts has been trouble for this bike for sure. Along with a lot of trail bikes, obviously, it's hard to get plastics for. Like the DRZ125, I couldn't find them anywhere. Honda 100 I have trouble with for less than an arm and a leg. But reliability wise for the engine, it does always start. I've done oil changes as much as I have to. I forget how often, but I always follow the book. Specs pretty well. I broke it in properly, and my experience has been okay for the price, for sure. If you just want to cruise down dirt roads, this bike would do the job. But if you want to ride down more aggressive trails, I would recommend getting a used Honda for a similar price as this bike was new. It was $800 new. I bought it for $700 on a sale at Pep Boys back in 2007. And I would recommend spending, I mean, for $1,000, for $800, I think, well, at least in New England, you can get a Honda 80 in decent shape, maybe a Honda 100 if you get in the right season. I would really recommend doing that, because when these brake pads go, I have no idea where I'm going to find them. If I ever had an issue with the Kickstarter, the bike would be garbage. And that's the biggest point I want to get across. If there's a major component that goes in this bike, it's probably going to be game over for it. I think sending it out to get it fixed wouldn't be worth the price of the bike, because used, I mean, it's probably worth $400 now. And it's a perfect running bike, but it's probably worth $400, which is a shame. And I'd rather get a used Honda that will hold its value, will be easy to find parts. Because when I made I'll leave a link below, actually, at the Honda 100 video. All I've done is brake pads, air filter, oil changes, basic things like that for maintenance, and I ride that thing pretty hard. This thing has needed all these things, and I ride it down dirt roads. So again, you get what you pay for. $800 for a brand new dirt bike. If you can keep it in good shape, it functions as you would expect it to. The rims aren't bent. I assume they would be if I beat it. It's a 4-speed transmission that shifts opposite, so you press down to go up gears, and it's got this strange heel thing on it too that I haven't seen before on a newer bike. Newer meaning newer than 2000. And it's interesting. So I hope all my experience. Now I'll make a video. If you leave a comment, I'm sorry we're at 8 minutes. I thought it was gonna be a quicker video. If you leave a comment, you guys want me to make a Baja brand review, all my friends have had Bajas. I had a Baja 50, and that experience was pretty good, because a Baja 50 is very similar to a Honda 50. But this has no similar dirt bikes, and it's just it's hard to get parts for when things break, and it'll be a shame when something small is the reason this bike never runs again. But it's not worth enough to sell for sure. I love it, and it's good for dirt roads and things like that. But I would recommend getting a used brand name over this. So again, leave a comment, leave a like. I'll respond to any questions whatsoever. And I'll probably follow up with a Baja brand video, because a lot of my friends have had way worse experiences where 2-year-old bike, they'll never get to run again. The quads, Baja quads and things like that. So please subscribe so you can see that video, and talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.